Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66. The title of this movie is How Fashion is Fixing Its Financial Crisis. And I will make sure that at the end of this video I'll answer that question. But first, we're going to get into modeling. That's what we do here. We talk about modeling all day, every day. Different types of modeling. In these movies, I wear a robe. It's winter time here where I'm at, and during the winter time, I'm most comfortable in a robe. You'll notice that theme. I try to do that mostly sometimes. Sometimes I like to wear outfits. You'll see in my other movies, I like to wear outfits, but I don't want to take away too much from what I'm saying, or like if my outfit doesn't match what I'm saying or what I'm trying to convey to the audience, I don't like it for that reason. So, okay, in other words, like, especially during the wintertime and even when I'm doing these movies, I like to dress most comfortably. Okay, so let's get right into it. Modeling. What you want to do is sometimes when you're modeling, you want to think about doing other things while you're shooting photographs. Like sometimes you might want to pretend you're like in an action movie. You may want to listen to music. I was actually just thinking before, like how I'm gonna work my next shoots, and I know that I'm gonna tell my photographer that I would like to listen to some music while we shoot. So that'll definitely happen. You can like pretend you're playing baseball, pretend you're in an action movie, pretend you're on a date if you like your photographer, or think about the type of charisma that you have and how you want to show your audience what you have. Charisma, now again, I'm repeating myself on purpose. I do that because I like to. There's actually a word for it. A common theme in my movies is I like to reiterate what I'm saying to keep a common theme and build off of things I've said in the past to build you up as a model. So when you get in front of the camera, you're confident, right? Gotta be a little corny too sometimes with these YouTube videos. I'm not saying that like all YouTube videos are corny. I'm just saying that corny helps people learn. Corny sells. Corny is good. So I'm getting really comfortable with this camera too, like the way I'm holding it, and it's like very comfortable. I even think about doing endorsements for cameras sometimes, like, you know, photo cameras, video cameras, high end video cameras. My company Dark South, we're always looking for new equipment. So I'm even thinking about, because my Dark South LLC is actually an official LLC. Thinking about starting like a GoFundMe or something. I might I might start that soon. Maybe I'll leave a link in the bottom of one of my videos. Maybe this video, maybe another video. I don't know yet. I'm a little uncertain, but okay, we're going off track. So let's get back into it. Charisma is what you want to show your audience. And the type of charisma you have is unique to your choice on how you want to show it. Meaning, like, okay, my happy is different than your happy. If I show somebody I'm happy, I might use my hands. I might squint my eyes a little bit. I might, jump up and down a little bit. Your happy is different. And if you learn how to sell this from like a marketing standpoint, like, oh, it would sound something like, oh, when you smile, you light up a room, or, my smile is $1,000,000, or, you know, my teeth are so white they'll blind you, like stuff like that. Like, think about how you can sell that, like you were to sell, like a cheeseburger or a hamburger or something like that. Think of it as something tangible that can be sold. And when you do that, you're on the right track. Okay, so when you're doing modeling, you want to use deep words. Like, you want to think of, okay, I'm going to pose, so let me give me like an intimate pose, give me an edgy pose, give me a fierce pose, and try to express this with your body, with your face, with your use your brain to kind of convey. Modeling is like very physical and very I don't want to say it's like an exercise, but I mean it's definitely like a very physical and mental game. It's not as easy as it looks. And especially when you express yourself, like if you're showing somebody your photos, you could be like, look, here's more of like an intimate pose. I'm looking edgy here. This is a really fierce photograph. Like, nobody wants to hear you say, "Oh, this is my happy pose. This is what I look like when I'm happy." I mean, like, that's not even corny. That just sounds like, you haven't experienced life to its fullest potential. Everything about this is, think of modeling in an extreme sense of the word as expressing yourself. An extreme sense of expressing yourself. And when you take it seriously like that, you'll find that when you get in front of the camera, like, intense things happen. Like, when I'm getting ready to go into the studio, I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna like let this all out. Like, I just take all of what's going on to me, like what's inside, and I just boom, like right in front of the camera. That's how I do it. That's the only way I know. So I mean, that might sound a little crazy, but the more you do it and you realize that you're actually expressing yourself and you learn how to channel it correctly, you'll understand like the physicality of what you're doing. So try to absorb that the best you can. Um, Something for your survival as a model, meaning like keeping people interested and like yeah, I just did this shoot this week, it went great, oh, let me see your photos, oh. You want to like keep a constant buzz going. So one way to do that is to definitely 100% get feedback from as many people as you possibly can. Number one, your photographer, but keep in mind your photographer is always going to say, like, hey, that was a good shoot, like, let's do it again, because you're paying them or whatever. But one thing about me is my photographer is also my business partner, so like I'll try to run back to him at a later time and be like, hey, like, did you like this? Did you like this pose? Do we like this? Do we want to market this way? Is this beneficial for our business? Um, et cetera, et cetera. So, that being said, like, you don't want to go, you want to get, like, as many opinions from other people that, where their opinion is almost unbiased or has your best interest, but like you don't like, I don't go to my mom after every photo shoot that I take and say, hey ma, it was I mean, yeah, I've shown my mom my modeling pictures, like she knows I've been doing it for a long time, but it's not like she's not my ultimate critic. You have to get like feedback from friends, but not intimate friends, friends that you talk to once in a while. Not, definitely not people you work with, because you want to be professional when you go into your job. but if you have a day job, but you want to get feedback from others who kind of may know you a little bit. Like you just meet somebody on like a dating website. I would say that now this sounds a little radical. Radical meaning like you don't see this every day, but you would like ask them like, hey, like, what do you think of this photo? And it's great to ask somebody that because they don't really know you, and you're going to get like a third party response of somebody who doesn't really know you, and they're going to give you an honest opinion, and they'll probably judge right there if they like you or not. Now, no, no, I don't do this, but I'm just saying, like, somebody that you just meet or you just know, like, I don't know, maybe you could like sit at the mall or something with like a few of your photographs and say, hey, can I just ask you a question? Do you like this picture of me? Do you think I look attractive? Do you think I look intriguing? Do you think I look fierce? Like, if you see somebody who's working in a store and they seem bored or something, just walk up to them, ask them, start a conversation. Hey, like, how do you think I look in this photograph? Because the more you know somebody and you ask them, how do I look in this photograph? You're not going to get the best response. I'm not saying don't talk to your parents about it, but they see you differently because they know you personally. It's when you're doing this, you want to get responses from people that you don't really know so you can kind of gauge yourself. It's kind of hard to explain, but of course there's people that I've never seen out there that like I go on the internet all the time, and I share my videos. I'm getting paid, I'm getting likes, I'm getting comments, because they see that I handle it professionally. So there you go. That's put that as a feather in your cap. I say I have like all these like catchphrases, like these like corny catchphrases. Because we here at Dark South Limited, we don't do a lot of like video enhancements. You got this guy who's like sitting in a dark robe, just kind of talking to you. Like, I know that there's other guys, there's other channels that do things differently, where they have all these like graphics and like songs in the background, and I love music, by the way. And in the second half of my video I have music. Okay, so like I'm not putting this down or anything. I'm just saying like some other channels get really really like happy or excited, and like they add like all this extra stuff. It's at the end of the day like my charm, and I've said this before, my southern charm. I try to win you over that way with my catchphrases, my punchlines, my little stories. You gotta love it. Give me a thumbs up for that. So, okay, let's close this segment out with this. You do not want to wear too much makeup. Like, meaning now, we know that models wear makeup. Now, obviously, when you see my portfolio, I am all natural. Okay, I never wore makeup in any of those photographs. Not yet, at least. Not saying I never would if it was more of a professional shoot. Oh, I have a pro shoot coming up soon. I'm an ambassador for this company. I'll probably, I'll shout them out in the next movie, because that'll be something to talk about in the next movie. But this is what it means when I say don't wear too much makeup. In the modeling world, of course they're going to put makeup on you. Of course that's going to happen. Of course, you don't want, when you're signed up for a photo shoot, of course you're going to wear makeup to cover up your blemishes 95% of the time. But when you're wearing makeup to the point where it's actually taking away from your actual facial structure, or your like, your eyelids, or your, you have so much makeup on your nose that your nose takes on a new shape. That's what it means or like you're wearing like the wrong color on your face and it doesn't match your neck. Those are the times where you're wearing too much makeup and it's like caked on, and it's not. I don't. First of all, when women wear makeup, it does not bother me in any sense of the word. But when you're in front of the camera, you're going for like facial features, not caked up makeup in front of camera in bright lights. There's a difference to that. And the best thing you could do before you get in front of the camera is definitely study like as many skincare routines as you can so your skin is like glowing by the time you get in front of the camera. I highly recommend olive oil, by the way. But you want your skin to be as radiant and glowing, and you want your skin to be the best it could possibly be by the time you get in front of that camera, because then you won't have to wear as much makeup. You won't have it caked on, and you will not take away from your natural, God-given facial structure. There you go. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66. We'll see you in the next segment. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66. We are in the next movie installment here, talking about modeling all day, every day. So let's get right into it. Alright, so let's start this one out a little differently. I'm going to talk about something like that's really important that I don't think is emphasized enough to males when they say go to a barbershop or get a haircut or something like that. I'm just going to show you real quick. I am wearing what you call a do-rag or a wave cap. And I wear this at night when I get out of the shower. Sometimes I wear it under a hat, usually like a beanie or something. And I wear this because I know how to condition my hair. It's good to wash your hair. I wouldn't say all the time. I wouldn't say every single night. But one thing you can definitely do for your scalp is, now I'm not just talking about your hair, I'm talking about your actual scalp, is to learn how to condition it. Meaning that, like, think of your scalp as like a farm. And your crops have always just been freshly planted. What are you going to do to keep that farm up and running and, your crops healthy and growing? Just think of it that way, because when you go to a barbershop, it's usually guy talk. Trust me, I've been to a barbershop like a million times. I learned how to take care of my scalp because I went to a salon a couple times when I had long hair. And I learned how to like properly treat it and all this stuff. Point that I'm trying to make is it's just like anything else. It's like exercising or trying out for a sport, or even play. It's even like playing a video game. Like, the more research you do on it, the better it will yield to you. I kind of thought about that, like, off the top of my head. I mean, it's like, the best thing you could do for yourself is learn how to condition your hair. Learn how to stimulate your scalp, stimulate your hair follicles. you know, when you get out of the shower and your hair follicles are open, that's why I put this on, because it kind of seals in the product that I put into my hair. Also, get in touch with what a wet brush is. A wet brush, look that up, see what that is, learn about it. I'm only going to go so far with hair because your hair is very important in modeling. It could make or break a photograph. A lot of times in modeling, the hair length that you have will be changed, you know, every time you do a shoot, or um, you know, more often than you would anticipate. And you always have to be ready about that. Now, for me, being a freelance model, I don't really have to worry about that too much because I basically work for myself. And there's a lot of perks to that, and that's why I'm comfortable where I'm at right now, because working for myself is really fun for me. I really enjoy it. Okay, so let's get into the next topic here. Sometimes your worst feature will become your best in photographs, and opinions of the outside world, or even those who are close to you, that really doesn't matter. I'm going to use myself as an example, and I'm going to say, I have an Italian background, so I have like a larger nose. I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but I have bigger features anyway. I have big eyes, I have a big nose, so I actually think they say your nose grows um, every year until you actually pass away. So like, I really thought about this, and the more I thought about it, and the more I realized, I said, okay, well, I have an Italian background, um, because people in my family say I have the Italian nose, but then I say, oh, okay, well, Italy is one of, if not the biggest, like, um, you know, I want to say, like, how do you say, Italy is like the fashion capital of the world. I would say, in my opinion. I don't want anybody to take that literally. A lot of the fashion that I love and enjoy and appreciate comes from Italy. Started in Italy, um, was influenced in Italy, however you want to say it. So I'm like, okay, well, if it started in Italy, they obviously started with Italian models. Um, I'm sure there were some, you know, homegrown models in Italy when these companies started, so on and so forth. So I kind of like psyched myself out of that, even though like we're all human beings, we all have insecurities, oh, could I really be a model? I don't know, my nose is too big. Everybody has those thoughts. Everybody, I said in a previous movie, and I'm going to say it again on purpose, like, there's nothing that the viewer has been through that I haven't been through. So that's why I'm on here, because I'm like pushing you forward. I'm like, come on, we're gonna get through this. Mark's here. We're gonna change the world, baby. Right? Okay, so um and really, like, my nose, I'm actually, like, when I look at my nose in photographs, I'm actually extremely comfortable with it. I've learned to, I don't want to say like I love myself, but I've learned to like love my nose. I love the way God created me, you know, with my own features and stuff. And don't I'm not saying like love yourself. I'm saying like love what God gave you, and don't think that we all don't have those thoughts. And when you really get into the modeling world, that stuff does not matter. I promise you that. And if you do your research, some of your favorite models, because I'm not on here to shade anybody, some of your favorite models will tell you, you know, how they thought before they made it, and it may shock you some of the great models, what their insecurities are and how they use them to their advantages in their photographs. And hey, look, I got this like cool nose ring thing going on now, so it's even cooler now than it was when I was insecure. All right, so let's get past that next topic. Now, if you're okay, being a model, I'm a model. I go to the gym, I work out. I love going to the gym, I love working out. I don't necessarily want to get to a point where I'm so ripped, I'm so jacked, I'm so muscular that, you know, my shirt size is a double XL because, my arms are so big that, I don't fit into anything else. There's a difference between like a fashion model and a fitness model. A lot of times you'll see like professional athletes become sports models. I mean, that makes the most sense because they're the one playing the sport, and like this isn't like, fashion models versus sports models or fitness models. It really has nothing to do with that. It's, you know, if you really wanted to be a fitness model, I think that's great. Okay, I think that's awesome. You're going to be competing against, like professional athletes, so, I think your in my opinion your margin is a little smaller. Okay, we're talking about the big names here. Like we're talking about the sports brands that we wear. I'm sure I don't even have to mention them on here to know who you're talking about. I'm not talking about your, everyday catalog, to the store you go up the street. I'm talking like the sports companies in the United States. What I do is instead of becoming so monstrously muscular, and I like having muscle, don't get me wrong. I'm going to be at the gym tomorrow lifting my dumbbells and stuff, doing my thing, working on my abs. Okay, you still want to give yourself a little room to breathe, meaning that when you become like 100% fitness model, like there's no going back. There's no like if that's how you're going to make your deals, that's how, people are going to love you. They're going to want that every single time, and man, you better you better buckle down and get ready for it. Um I'm not saying don't get this is so I am talking about such a difficult topic right now. Like you think this is easy, like this is so not easy to talk about. I am not saying try to be the best you can be. I'm saying that if you decide to go down the fitness route, that is a whole nother world in and of itself that I would not recommend to, even if I had a child tomorrow, by the way. I'm not married, I'm single, I don't have any children. Okay, just wanted to say that. Let's pretend I had a child. I would tell them the same exact thing I'm telling you right now. That world in and of itself is so different than fashion modeling. It's like totally different. There's some similarities, but it's very different. Um, and just really think about what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying like don't go to the gym. Every model has to go to the gym, but just don't get to the point where you're overdoing it to the point where you don't realize that you're becoming the next Mr. Olympia, the next Mrs. Olympia, quote unquote, instead of, focusing on the fashion modeling, get your body toned and cut and athletic enough to, fit into to a snug pair of jeans, etc., etc., etc. Think about that. That is, man, I am just giving like this crucial, like these crucial Easter eggs and like golden nuggets of modeling. Man, This is fun. I'm just really enjoying this. This makes me feel good. Okay, so all right, we're gonna close this out with this, and then I'm gonna answer the question. The question of the movie, like, what is all right, we're gonna get into this first. Don't let your personality overpower the modeling job. What does that mean? Okay, so like if I'm so happy and joyful and exciting all the time, and my photographer gives me a bunch of black clothes to wear, and the mood is kind of like a gloomy, depressing atmosphere, I'm gonna take on that personality for that feeling. And especially me, like, I love gothic stuff, so it wouldn't be any problem for me. But like, let's just say you have platinum blonde hair, and they cut your hair and dye it black, and you're getting paid to be on this shoot, and you don't know what to do. Like, that goes back to, like, man, I want to say like five movies ago, where I said to study acting. See why I repeat myself? Because it makes sense. This is like a classroom. Even though I'm in a robe, I'm wearing a do-rag. I put my hood up. Okay, I am Professor 66. I just need an apple so I can just bite into it and say, class adjourned. Oh man, my nose itches. Alright, so you get that. You always want to stick with the theme of what the photograph is. So keep that in mind, study that, yada yada yada. Okay, so the title of this movie is How Fashion is Fixing Its Financial Crisis. Now, what I've noticed is, in the past few years, high-end fashion names have become accessible to your everyday consumer. Okay, here we are back again. I was just laughing. Okay, I am back again. Okay, I got the laughs out of my system. Okay, so your, like, luxury fashion items have become accessible to your everyday consumer, mostly on the internet. You all have that one person that or maybe like somebody in your family who thinks they're wearing something authentic, but maybe they're ignorant to the point where they don't know if it's like real or fake. Now, I just gotta say is this is the year 2025. Whatever happened post pandemic, during the pandemic that we all went through, where all of our lives changed, it was very dramatic. Okay, my life changed so much. I can't even begin to explain it to you. But whatever transpired during that time in all of our lives is something really to be thought about, and be thankful that we're all still alive. And you're watching this and I'm still alive. Wow, that was something that we all went through, and as a result of that, the world changed. You know, so um, me as a person, the company I represent, we are here to work with fashion companies. I am not here to make anyone feel bad, put anybody down. I am not a fashion critic. I am a model. Fashion's going to come up every so often, and I'm going to give my opinion, okay? Because I'm allowed to. This is America. I'm an American. But I would say to answer that question, it would just be as I said it. That's how fashion is fixing its financial crisis. I think many of the companies are affiliating themselves with certain celebrities and certain they're allowing their logos on other name brands and brand collaborations, so on and so forth. At the end of the day, for me as a professional, I am a professional. This is a professional environment. Okay? It's what you're wearing that makes you look attractive and makes you happy. That's what this is all about. Okay, all the stuff that goes on in the world, I'm not God. I can't control what goes on out there. But as long as you're wearing something that in your heart you enjoy, that makes you feel good and makes you want to make friends and you want to impress others. That's all that matters. But just to be fair, like I think it's even cool. Just to end this on a positive note, like some of the jewelry that I wear. I mean, these are all silver bracelets that I'm wearing, and one is like a magnet style, the red one that I'm wearing. But like there's man-made diamonds now. I'm moissanite. I'm such a moissanite fan. I think even these my nose rings are made out of moissanite. It's like a man-made diamond. I think that's like the coolest thing in the world, and they just became popular like post-pandemic. And like I love wearing moissanite chains. I just think it's so cool, and like I like watching the videos on like how they're made, and like I'm a huge moissanite fan. Like I'm definitely looking for some moissanite collaborations, moissanite deals, modeling deals and stuff. Like absolutely, like 100%. I'm all in. Um, Having a man-made diamond become popular during that time. That's definitely how the fashion industry is fixing its financial crisis. That's definitely an answer to that. Now, I was laughing before because you could be creative, okay, and you could really think of other clothing lines that may have done the same, this, that, and the other thing. It was a huge blow to all of us when the pandemic happened. I mean, like really. But that's just to answer that question without offending anybody who maybe doesn't wear authentic things. I am so not like that. Like when you get to know me, like really, like my best friend slash business partner, like if you want to see the opposite of Mark Anthony Dark 66, you look at my business partner. I mean, he is the total opposite of me and vice versa. So, for me not to judge him because of that, like I don't judge anybody for that. But I know fashion, I know how the industry works, so I'm just going to answer that professionally. And there you have it. So, another movie down, another segment complete. Tips and tricks on modeling, how to dress, fashion industry, etc. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66. See you later. you.